ripped apart, and I fell to my hands and knees. I pinched my lips together to keep from screaming, but then I watched as my fingernails elongated until they looked like the talons of a bird. "What the fuck?" I bellowed, stunned by pain and fear. "Ash!" Reed shouted. His horrified tone caused me to turn my head toward him. He pointed at my back, and I twisted my neck to look behind me. As the searing pain ripped up my spine, I gaped at the sight of the wings slowly growing in size until they were almost as big as me. They were bright and full of red, yellow, and orange feathers, making them look like flickering flames. I swung my head around and struggled to my feet. Glancing at my brother, I staggered backward in shock as his muscles swelled and expanded. His shirt tore, and his pants split as his legs grew taller and wider. He wasn't average size to begin with, but suddenly he was at least 7, 8. Holy shit. He had to be at least 9 feet tall, with the build of an offensive lineman. "Shit!" my brother cursed as he examined his new stature in disbelief. "Did I just grow a foot?" I shook my head and pointed straight up. "More like 3. Shouting from above caught our attention, and we looked up to see a woman with orange hair and colorful wings slamming into what appeared to be a hippogriff. It took a few seconds for me to recognize that it was Isla and Braylon floundering in the sky, trying to figure out how to use the wings they'd also sprouted. "Ash, your hair is bright red, and it's kind of, glowing," Reed mumbled. "And I think you're growing feathers." My hand flew to the top of my head, and I ran my fingers through the hair on the side. Or I tried to, but it wasn't there. I moved to look at myself in the reflection of the store window, and gasped at the vibrant faux hawk I was now sporting. I'd also grown several inches, and my muscles were bigger. I gingerly touched the hair. The soft brush of feathers mixed with the strands, but I jerked my hand away when heat singed my fingertips. Looking down, I was utterly mortified to see my skin turning ashen gray. "What the fuck is happening?" I bellowed as my eyes roamed the rest of my body. I watched as all the exposed skin turned gray and became darker by the second. My head whipped up, and Reed and I locked eyes. "I think—" He paused and swallowed hard. "Am I a giant?" Considering I had spotted a dragon, a snake, a griffin, and many other species of monsters appear around me, I didn't have a better explanation. "I think so," I agreed grimly. "But what the hell am I?" "You're molting," Reed pointed out, clearly bewildered by what he was seeing. My gaze dropped to the ground, and I spied feathers floating to the cement on either side of me. They were also turning gray. As I stood there, contemplating what was happening, another feather fell, but when it hit the sidewalk, it disintegrated into ash. My breath caught in my throat, and the heat I'd felt inside me returned with a vengeance, only it was like someone had poured liquid fire into my veins. I felt like I was going to spontaneously combust at any second. Reed scanned me from head to toe, pausing at the little piles of ash all around me as more feathers crumbled when they hit the cement. "Fire?" he mused. "Bird wings, talons, and it seems your wings are turning to ash." He paused, then mumbled, "Ash." Then it was like a light bulb went off. "A bird that busts into flames, turns into a pile of ash, and is then reborn." Aghast, I grunted. "A phoenix?" I shook my head, but was distracted when my wings expanded, as if readying for flight. "You think I've turned into a phoenix?"